You found an exploded explosive.
Exactly.
Yes, at the scene.
At the scene, yes.
He said he found one.
An exploded explosive.
There was a flicker of light.
Yes, my lord. The one that
he to take cover.
Yes.
He took it away to surface.
Yes.
And diffused it.
Yes.
Oh, I've got all that now.
My lord, the fact is, he said he found something that is explosive and he diffused it and it did not explode. I want to find out from him whether he still has it with him. Probably he has it with him here. We may have a look at it.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, Your Lordship, I have it here.
Let's see it.
Yes, Your Lordship.
In the third and final episode of the Bagauda Kaltho bombing, a bomb expert from the Nigerian police force, Superintendent Godson Eberchukwu is called to testify on the case. He was the bomb expert on the scene of the crime at the time of the incident. He is being led by Nuhu Ribadu, counsel for the Nigerian police. He is then cross-examined by Femi Falano, J.K. Gadzama, SAN, and Bala Naala, respectively. After his testimony, a security officer from the Department of State Services, Samuel Folakale, is called to the witness for his own testimony. Present in court today is the late journalist's wife, Martha Bagauda Kaltho. Nothing eventually became of this case, as with most high-profile cases in Nigeria. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
I, Godson Eberchukwu, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this honorable commission shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So I affirm.
Yes. Can you tell the commission your full names, please?
My full names are Godson Eberchukwu.
What do you do for a living?
The Honorable Commission, the Chairman, the Honorable Commission, I am a police officer.
What's your rank?
My rank is Superintendent of Police.
Why are you attached to now in the police force?
I'm the officer in charge of the bomb disposal squad, Port Harcourt.
Bomb disposal squad?
The police bomb squad, Port Harcourt.
Yes. Can you tell the commission your professional qualification and also the courses you have gone through as a bomb specialist?
My qualification, by 1975, I had school certificate. With that school certificate, I was enlisted into the Nigerian police.
You were enlisted when?
1975.
1975.
By 1978,
yes,
I voluntarily got into the bomb squad, then trained as a bomb technician.
You were trained as a bomb
technician, yes.
Yes. How long was that training?
That training took 3 months.
Yes. After that, what happened?
After that, we got into the field,
yes,
and started handling the leftover Civil War military bombs.
Okay.
That continued till 1980, when I got into AIC Owerri, where I read biochemistry.
What is this AIC?
Alvani Koku College of Education.
Yes.
Where I read biology chemistry.
Biology chemistry.
Chemistry.
Yes. You came out with what?
I came out with a certificate of education.
Yes. Go ahead.
At the end of that course, I was transferred to Kaduna in 1983. By 1985, I went to NASME, where I had an advanced course also in bomb disposal. And that also lasted till May in 1985.
Yes, what is this NAF, whatever? What?
NASME is Nigerian Army School of Engineers, NASME.
Okay. Go ahead.
There, we are also trained and had my advanced training, like I said,
Yes.
in bomb disposal
Yes.
and other allied explosives.
Okay. After that, did you go to any further school or
Yes,
university?
in 1996, I had my JCC course at Staff College, Jos.
Yes.
That's the junior command course.
We make progress. Is anybody
My
doubting
Lord,
his competence?
it's absolutely important. Let him
We're talking
do.
about Bagauda Kaltho.
My Lord,
Not
this is a
about his
professional.
degree.
He's here as a professional, my Lord.
Is anybody disputing his competence as a bomb expert?
It is the foundation that we are laying, my Lord. It is absolutely important. It's not an ordinary witness. This is a witness who is a professional, my Lord. It's important that his qualifications are made clear.
Not in dispute.
Yes, my Lord. If you are satisfied, my Lord, we are. Thank you very much.
Satisfied.
Yes.
You're an
At the-
expert. Go on.
At the end of it all, by 1990, of course, I registered with ABU, where I had my LLB and subsequently the BL.
Yes.
So today, well,
Let's move forward. The commission. Yes, you are the head of the bomb disposal unit of Kaduna State Police Command in 1996.
yes, please.
Yes, you are.
I was.
Yes. You are the head of the team that first went to Daba Hotel in answer to an explosion that took place there in 1996.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. You said you were the head of the team there.
Yes, I headed the
Yes,
team
you-
because I was the officer in charge of the bomb squad as at that time in Kaduna.
What did you do when you went there? You must have conducted some investigations, I suppose.
On the 18th of January 1996,
Yes.
at about,
No, you went there, you conducted your own investigation.
yes, I did.
Yes,
I
you did.
conducted an investigation.
After the investigation, you must have made your own
I
report.
made a report to the then Commissioner of Police,
Yes.
Kaduna State.
You made your report,
Yes, I made my report.
your findings of the investigation you conducted.
Exactly.
Do you have the report with you?
I have a report with me.
Yes, let me have a look at it.
Before the report, tell us what you saw when you went there. Tell us.
My Lord, this is,
Tell us what you saw when you went there.
I'll oblige, my lord. Your Lordship, on the 18th of January 1996, a report of an explosion was made to me and I raised a team.
Explosion at Daba Hotel.
Yes, Your
Yeah,
Lordship.
good.
And I raised a team of 5 and moved to that scene. At the scene, the explosion happened to be fatal.
fatal.
Where was this explosion?
It was at Doba Hotel, Kaduna.
Where? What part of Daba Hotel?
It was at the banquet, the convenience of the
What part
banquet.
of the, a toilet room?
A toilet, yes,
Good.
convenience. It was at the convenience of one of the banquet halls of the Doba Hotel, Kaduna. At the scene, in the wreck, there was a corpse. As a result, I went into...
Take your time. Describe that corpse for us. The corpse you saw when you went in.
The corpse I saw at the scene of explosion was an average height, male of about 25, 30.
Average height,
Yes.
male.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Can you tell us what you mean by average height? 5 feet or less or more?
Between 5 feet and 5 feet 4 or 5.
All right.
Why is he
The corpse was lying face up
Yes.
at in the rake of the explosion. The frontal right-hand side had a smash. The two eyes were gone.
Two eyes were gone.
Yes, Your Lordship. The groin had a deep cut. The left hand had a cut-off from the wrist. The right hand had a pounding. The right hand had a pounding from remaining some ligaments of the fingers. The legs had multiple injuries. Also, there were some burning some of the hair, well, as if one who bent close to a flaming light. The hair had some burns towards the right-hand side. After seeing this, because on getting to the scene, I in fact asked everybody off, then took over the technical search with my team. And then when we had finished examining the body, we asked that it should be evacuated from there to the outside the banquet or the scene of the explosion. It was evacuated. After the evacuation, we went into further technical search of the scene of the explosion. We discovered that it occurred inside the toilet, the last toilet of the conveniences, which had a common boundary with one of the banquet manager's offices. While we were on the technical search, we recovered some of the things in the scene, like the torn clothing of the victim, or the would-be victim anyway.
Say that again.
We recovered some torn clothing.
Torn
clothing.
That's the body of the victim?
No, not on the body, within the scene.
Within the scene?
Yes, Your Lordship.
In the toilet?
Not the wreck. It's not directly in the toilet because the whole thing had now been blown up. There were shatterings.
Take it coolly. This explosion happened inside the convenience you call the toilet.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Where did you see these burnt clothes?
They were not burnt. They were torn. I said. Yes.
Torn. T-O-R-N.
Yes.
They were torn.
I saw them within the wreck.
Between the rail?
Wreck, my lord.
The place is demolished, kind of. We had the explosion, the wreck of the environment.
Parts of the toilet.
Yes, the toilet,
the ceiling,
the chalkboard, the dwarf, the tiles, the toilet conveniences.
Take it coolly. This toilet was downstairs or upstairs?
It's down. It was
so
at the
it would be cement up. Not,
yes.
Not ceiling.
You have chalkboards. They use chalkboards, preferred chalkboards in fabricating it because there's a dwarf wall. Then
go on then.
Yes, Your Lordship. Then when this was recovered, we continued with the search. As we continued, we also recovered some of the pieces like hard textured plastics. Pieces of Duracell battery, expanded pieces of Duracell batteries, some cables, blue, green, then some cellophane bag tied to an end. Subsequently, we also recovered a polythene bag also, a rock mass polythene bag. inside there are some other things in them, i.e. a cassette, a video cassette. On that video cassette was written Buhari's interview. Also, another cassette container, on it was written Master's Broadcast. We also recovered in that polythene bag a textbook titled The Man Died. Inside that also was a receipt issued on that same 18th of January 1996. The receipt had the name YY Yusuf. We also made a recovery of a brown sandals, just a leg of it. We had also a belt, trousers belt.
Yes.
Well, at the end of this, I made a report. Meanwhile, when we recovered this Master's Broadcast cassette, as we were about bringing them out, one of my boys, when I was examining the Buhari's interview, one of my boys now removed that Master's Broadcast cartridge container. Luckily, as he was about opening it, I saw a flicker of light. I now shouted on everybody to take cover, bearing in mind the danger. They all took cover. Luckily, there was nothing. Then I had to go and bring another evacuator. After asking the whole people within the immediate environments out, drew it carefully and evacuated it to my office. And then made an interim signal to the headquarters. After the interim signal, on the 23rd of the same January, I decided to go after waiting because, well, in bomb balance, we have a waiting time, within which, if an explosive is a time device, it will blast. But if not, you then can handle it carefully, either demolish, detonate, or defuse. And in this respect, what I did was to defuse it, but not demolish or blast it up. After that, I then made a comprehensive report to the Commissioner of Police.
Eh?
Now you can tender the report. You can compare both.
Yes, Your Lordship.
What exhibit will this be?
27. 27.
27, Your Lordship.
27.
Yes, my Lord.
Yeah?
Anything more?
My Lord, he almost gave the whole what is contained in the report. I don't know if it's whether it's necessary for him to read it again. Basically, what he said is what is there in the report. Look at it and read. It's almost what is there, but you can still. I wanted us to make it in a simple way so that you read it and then go ahead with it.
You told us what you saw.
That's what precisely I did, my Lordship.
But, my Lord,
you are not tendering your report. That is Exhibit 27. What else you want?
yes. Yes, you said you found unexploded explosive.
Exactly.
Yes, at the scene.
At the scene, yes.
You
I
said
did.
you found one.
Unexploded explosives.
There was a flicker of light.
Yes, my Lord. The one that
Asked
he,
him to take cover.
yes.
He took it away to surface.
Yes.
And diffused it.
Yes.
Well, we've got all that now.
My Lord, the fact is, he said he found something that is explosive and he diffused it and it did not explode. I want to find out from you whether he still has it with him. Probably he has it with him here. We may have a look at it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Your Lordship, I have it here.
Let's see it.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Well, I hope it's properly diffused.
Your Lordship, I have had it since 1996. I think, by my own experience, it's properly diffused.
Yes.
If you insist.
You have it with you.
I have it here.
Can
with
you
me.
bring it out? Let's see. Let's have a look at it.
I saw you taking cover.
You say you want to.
My Lord, sir. My Lord, sir. Father Kuka has done a sign of the cross.
Well, it's not effective anywhere anymore because I had to keep the power source separate and the explosives.
Exhibit 28.
My Lord,
Your Lordship, please, I will not wish to tender it.
we
It's
don't-
just for the look.
yes,
Yes,
just
please,
for the
because,
commission to have a look at it, my Lord. It's not safe for it to be anywhere outside police control, my Lord. No, no, no. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. No.
Please, let me do that. Let me do it, please.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Uzo.
Yes?
What else did you find there? Together with this, what else did you find? Was there any technical, whatever you...
Yeah, like I said,
Yes.
the power source, which is supposed to be the igniter,
Yes.
the battery, Duracell batteries, supposed to be the igniter. We have also the diodes.
Yes. What else did you find apart from that one? Uh-huh.
That's the diode constructed into this, that supposedly to make it a two-way.
What do you call this
device.
thing? What do you call it?
This is an improvised explosive device.
Improvised explosive device.
Local or HMB, handmade bomb.
Yes. You found all this together and they were tied together.
This is completely constructed
Yes.
into this cartridge container.
Yes. You also
Into
said,
this cartridge container, and on it is written the master's broadcast.
yes, Mr. Uzo, is it possible for you to demonstrate or recreate the scene?
The scene, of course.
Will you be able to, as a professional man, will you be able to recreate the scene you met as at that time when you went there? Or what, according to what you professionally you believe must have happened, will you be able to now recreate this for the commission to have a look and see?
Yes, Your Lordship.
Yes, please, can you do that, please?
When I got to the scene,
With respect, my lord, the learned counsel for the police wanted to apply for the tendering of this cassette in evidence. And I'm at a loss whether it has been admitted and marked as such. Well, in that case, we shall be objecting to the whatever demonstration, whatever action they want to take. If it is not admitted and marked as exhibit, it will not serve any useful purpose. It either has to be admitted and they can rely on it, or they don't.
My Lord, the demonstration is not in respect of this bomb. It's actually to recreate the scene, how he made the body, what really happened, how the explosive that actually affected the victim, what really happened. He is a professional. He was the first person who was there. He was the one who pulled the body out. He is in a position...
He has given evidence.
Yes, my Lord.
He has tendered his report.
Yes, my Lord.
Next step, cross-examine him.
Yes, my Lord.
Not you have finished.
Yes, my Lord, I have not finished. I have not finished. I have not finished. Yes, Mr. Uzo, will you be able to demonstrate to the commission what really happened that day? When,
Yes, Your Lordship, like I said, it's simple. When I got to the scene, I examined the environment, took an observation of the corpse. The corpse had a pounded off right-hand side.
Yes.
Most of his cuts and injuries, apart from the multiple injuries on the legs, were on the right-hand side. The left-hand side had a severe wrist towards the fingers. This created a scene that the victim must have been the target laying this object at the seat of explosion, because when we now discovered the seat of explosion to be the last toilet, the convenience was shattered, creating a situation where this explosive, being consciously laid, showed a structure of an object bending towards a laying situation. And by that bend, this, on probably the mistake of the target, had to explode. And when it exploded, definitely this target will not remain static at the point of explosion. It had to bang him off with the bang wave. And that bang wave must have been what through the victim to the point he was, shattering and creating a multi-dimensional wave bang of the environment, i.e. the seat of the toilet must have smashed. The breeze, of which in bomb parlance we call wave bang, blew this man off, shattering off because of its speed, because of course the speed of this explosive is almost faster than that of light. Yes, flashing off this man, and of course because it is not a military explosive, because in the bomb parlance we have two classes of explosives. The military explosives, which we call factory finished bombs with metallic objects, and these metallic objects may be between 99 and 99.8% with just the nitrates inside, or the gunpowder in the local parlance that is contained in these military explosives. These, which are IEDs, don't contain metallic objects. Yes. And these metallic objects, which are not present in this, gave just the wave bang. And this wave bang was what must have caused the havoc in the distance. So what I was explaining, the target laying this charge must have been so blown. This right hand with which he was trying to assist himself was pounded right down at the seat of the explosion, creating the pounding on his hands, leaving over the ligaments we saw on him. This, which had a less resistant area, was severed off because the wave was that fast and cut off the left hand. Then the fragments of, not the bomb, the explosive itself, the fragments of the toilets and other parts of the convenience had the multiple injuries and cuts he had on the groin, the right leg, the right femur, and down the legs.
Yes.
These were probably what happened. These were what happened at the scene of explosion.
Yes, there is this controversy, so to say, that the victim was found naked. What do you have to say in respect of that? Is there any explanation you have?
Yeah, like I explained.
Yes.
If you are walking in a storm,
Yes.
and you have your clothing on, definitely depending on the strength of that storm, your clothing must have some movement. And if I should say dynamite or gelatines own very high speed, like the one I investigated in Bayelsa recently, there was a bad use of dynamite. And of course I said the speed has almost faster speed than that of the light you switch on in your houses. If you switch your current, your bulb, and it's instantaneous, you can then imagine that speed with that of a dynamite.
Yes.
Or a gelatin. And when it so explodes, since there is no fragments,
Yes.
but there is very high speed, definitely it will shatter his clothes, depending, in this case, the proximity. And since it's the target, definitely it will do the same. And since there are no metallic fragments, it will not shatter him, but it will remove those things which are lighter to the fast-moving bang wave of the explosives.
Did you find any clothing or material, either torn or not, within that vicinity of the accident?
Your Lordship, please pardon.
Did you see materials, clothing?
Yes, I have stated before the panel, the commission, that
Yes.
I recovered some torn clothing.
Clothing,
Yes.
which you believe is his own?
Of course.
Yes, okay. Also, what about his shoes?
Well, I did not recover because my list did not contain shoes. I said I recovered sandals, and these are the
Okay,
list.
you found sandals?
Yes, please. I
Yes.
recovered just a leg of a brown sandal.
One sandals?
Yes.
Very well. Let me have the pictures and the pictures, please. Take a look at the pictures and tell the commission if this is the picture of the body, the victim of the explosion.
Your Lordship, this is, of course, the frontal right-hand side of the victim, and this was one of the pictures taken on the day of explosion.
Yes. Take a look at this one as well and tell the commission if this is the scene of the explosion. The scene.
Yes, of course, that's the scene.
How many?
Banquet hall, one of the conveniences of the banquet hall of the hotel.
Okay. How many toilets were there within that vicinity?
I cannot take it.
There are many.
I cannot. It's a multiple toilet, and this happened at the last one. Just very close to it is one of the offices, like I said, of the managers of the banquet hall. I don't know.
Let's move forward.
I can't recall
Are
the
you?
number now.
Let me just ask you this: are you aware, or do you know whether anybody was injured as a result of this explosion?
Incidentally, the banquet hall manager was there, and one Mrs. It's in my report. She was there. She was wounded and treated at Belmont Hospital.
She was
Sarah by name, I think.
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah Luca.
I have.
And she was,
her.
yes.
Please, 1 minute.
Petition.
I know the banquet manager who was hit by the fragments of the explosion, and she was treated at
Yes.
Belmont Hospital.
Page 2. Sarah
Yeah.
Luca.
Okay, please.
Paragraph 6.
Paragraph 6.
Yes, you also,
Paragraph 6 was 6.2 or 6. Okay, Mrs. Sarah Luca.
yes,
Your Lordship.
she was injured in that explosion.
Yes, she was
and she was
injured
admitted.
and treated at Belmont Hospital.
You can read that paragraph, please.
Paragraph 6,
Yes,
6 sub 1.
yes,
The damaged area included the adjoining banqueting office, injuring the banquet manager, Mrs. Sarah Luca, who was in the office at the time of the explosion.
yes.
She was visited at the Belmont Hospital here in Kaduna, where her wounds on the head and face are being treated. Having reached this point, the victim was removed to Abut mortuary while the collected materials
were recovered to the bomb disposal for further examination and analysis, Your Lordship.
Yes. Finally, please, can you read paragraph 9 in respect of the man died book? What did you do? You said that you did something there. Can you read it, please? Because you have not covered it in your first testimony.
Paragraph 9 of my report.
Yes, please.
On what his name may be, it had equally been written above that some of the things recovered included a book, The Man Died,
yes,
which was bought in the hotel from the store of the Bestsellers Universal Distributors Limited the same day. The receipt recovered from the scene from the same bag containing the book and showing having been issued for the purchase of the book has a name, Y.Y. Yusuf, though without an address. It was confirmed to have been issued by the sales clerk of the store on that 18/1/96. Having been found as part of the belongings of the victim, his name now known for at least he never knew he would die is Y.Y. Yusuf. The only problem is that of his address. The recovered cassette, Buhari's interview, the book, The Man Died, and the receipt with the name Y.Y. Yusuf are handed over to SIIB of the command for further investigation, though photocopies of the receipt and the photograph of the IED, that's improvised explosive device, in the video cassette container, the book, The Man Died, and the cassette Buhari's interview are attached. That's attaching it for convenience of the people reading the report.
Yes, thank you very much. Finally,
thank you, Your Lordship.
You believe that that body you have just seen, the picture, was the victim of the explosion, and it's not possible for anybody to have planted that body there. Do you think so? Just final one.
From my explanation, I don't have doubt, because technically the points of his wounds and the environmental circumstances which I met at the scene depict the victim as the target of that explosion, i.e. must have been carrying the charge, laying it, and subsequently the explosion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Who is for the petitioner?
I'm the counsel for the petitioner.
Want to cross-examine last?
Yeah, my learned senior will continue.
If you want to cross-examine last, it's all right.
I will take up after.
Mr. Godson Ozowuru.
Yes, my lord.
The exhibit you have just tendered, that is the unexploded explosive, was alleged to have been recovered from the same scene in which you recovered the body.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Okay. Is it possible, let's say, to carry 2 or more explosives, and one could detonate, and then while within the same vicinity there are other bombs and it does not detonate?
It's very, very possible, Your Lordship. The issue, you want me to explain?
Yes.
Your Lordship, is this. The situation is, you are not, what the IED I've just shown you is constructed to be an anti-open device. In anti-open device, except you open it to the level of explosion, it will not be triggered off.
So in other words, I will be correct to say that the sound of the explosion, the high wave which you have mentioned in your earlier evidence, are incapable of detonating the explosive to the point of explosion?
Definitely, if it doesn't open it like we recovered it intact, as I said, there is this cassette has a clip which will clip it together without opening it. If it is not opened, what it will actually do even is to reduce the blast, because it will now demobilize it or jam the current transmission system. And when it jams the current transmission system, definitely it will not blow up or blast.
Okay, look at page 3 of your report.
Okay.
Can you graciously read paragraph 10?
On the trace to others, especially as the fragments in Kanu are the same with those of Kaduna, it then means that they are from the same source, like in their previous terrorist acts. Yes.
Thank you.
Right.
So, will I be right to say that before the Kaduna incident, there was an incident in Kanu, which you investigated?
Your Lordship, yes, Your Lordship. I did not actually carry a full-blown up investigation on that, because we have the bomb squad also in Kanu. But being the senior officer in Kaduna, I opened Kanu. When we went for Ibrahim Abacha's memorial prayers, those fragments were also given to me. And that was why I made a comparative analysis of the fragments I recovered at the scene in Kaduna.
Could it, by any stretch of imagination, be said, can it be said that your conclusion is reasonable based on your observation of the Kano one and then the Kaduna one?
I last mentioned I made comparative analysis.
Yes.
So
comparatively. Okay, let me put it this way. Can you be said to be comparatively reasonable in your assessment of the two situations, as you depicted in paragraph 10 of your report?
Reasoning is determined by what you have within you.
Thank you.
And what I had within me that led to comparative analysis is the texture of the materials I recovered at the scene in Doba Hotel. And also the unexploded texture of the plastic containing the IED, which I had just displayed before the Honorable Commission.
Thank you very much. What I'm saying is, okay, let me put it this way. Assuming somebody is brought with the same experience, with the same training like you, and he's given the Kano one and then the Abuja one, is he likely to reach a different conclusion other than the ones you have made in paragraph 10 of your report?
Of course, if he's of the same professional status, well, his view, if different, which I'm sure it will not, because there's a central system of analysis and standard, definitely it will not create a different version.
Thank you very much.
Because the textures remain principally the same or primarily the same.
Thank you very much. So, I will equally be correct to say that immediately after the incident, you are among the first set of security operatives that arrived at the scene of that accident.
When you
or unfortunate incident, whatever you want.
Among the first
set of security?
Well, definitely
okay.
I was, because when I was informed, people, like you said, among the word. Okay, I agreed with the interpretation.
Thank you. In paragraph 9 of your report.
In paragraph, pardon?
Paragraph, page 13, paragraph 9, page 3, paragraph 9, sorry.
Okay.
That you have just, the one you read before.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Right.
You admitted that all the exhibits recovered from that scene were forwarded to SIIB for further investigation.
Yes, Your Lordship, because I have a professional limitation.
Thank you very much. And I will be correct to say that, to your knowledge, the SIIB responded by sending a team to investigate the matter.
They did.
Will I be correct to say that the person that headed that team was one ACP Zakaribiu?
Yes, AC Zakaribiu. I met him in the then AC CID's office on a Monday while this procedural analysis comparisons were going on. I'm sure he must have come for the investigation and must
Thank
have
you very much. Okay. put it the other way, will I be correct to say that ACP Biu was never in Kaduna on the day of the incident?
Oh, definitely he was not there.
Thank you very much. Will I equally be correct to say that since he was not around, he therefore had no opportunity of seeing the dead body that you recovered from the scene?
As at that day, I will say yes, because subsequently, after being removed from there to Abut, I will not create.
No, I'm talking about the particular day in question.
Oh, well, since he was not there, he couldn't have been a magician.
Thank you very much. Will I equally be correct to say that it was based on your investigative limitation that the matter was forwarded to SIB for examination?
Yes, of course. You know, professionally, we all have different limitations in every facet of life.
Thank you very much.
I'm a bomb professional.
And Biu is a policeman.
We are policemen.
Thank you very much. And I will take it that I'm correct to say that you handed over those things you recovered from the scene so that it could give Biu a lead to further investigation of this matter.
Yes, since I have a limitation to where I got to, the
Yeah.
further investigation will be carried out by other team, and that was why I gave out those materials except the explosives.
Thank you
the
very much.
unexploded explosives.
Okay. As a routine police officer, will I be correct to say that before going to the scene, you made an entry of your going to that place for investigation? Was there any entry in the station diary?
Entry? Well, this thing happened after office hours. In fact,
Okay.
I was invited from the church.
Okay.
Actually.
Thank you very much.
Since in emergency cases, in bomb balance, we have 3 classifications. We have A, B, C, D, even up to C,
Okay.
D.
Okay.
This depends from presidential right to the market, that is the masses, then the little issues, and by that classifications, we take them. If there's no room for you in some emergency cases to take or to log your movement, you just move, because
Thank you.
by section 4 we are to abide by the safety of life.
So there was no entry.
I did not log it.
You didn't make any entry.
Yes.
And you never provided any entry since there was no one.
Well, in my office, I don't think I.
Thank you very much.
Provide of any entry.
Okay.
In my own office.
Okay. At that point.
But subsequently, the movement I might
Yes.
have done that.
At the point of explosion, was there any evidence to show that the man you recovered from the scene was the same person that was referred to as Bagauda Kaltho?
I don't have that feeling, because, like I wrote in my report, I saw a receipt with a victim, and that's the name I called him. I don't know what you mean.
Thank you very much. That's all right.
Bagauda Kaltho does not come within my picture of investigation.
So, conclusively, I will now be right to say that ACP Zachary Biu never had opportunity to see the dead body.
I have made a comment that as at the day I removed the corpse from the scene of explosion,
yes,
I did not see Biu within the immediate environment.
Thank you very much.
And if I did not see Biu within the immediate environment, I cannot create a conclusion that he was there nor saw the corpse.
Thank you very much. We are greatly of that, man. Thank you.
Officer. Officer.
Your Lordship.
In your initial opening up remarks, you gave a tabulation of how long an experience you have been in the service, particularly with respect to your expertise in bomb matters.
Yes, Your Lordship.
From what you have told this Honorable Commission, I will be right to say that your job, as far as this so-called bomb explosion in the Idoba Hotel Kaduna was concerned, was that you were only limited to the scene. That's from the time you got the report that there was an explosion at the Doba Hotel. Your entire job was surrendered, was centered within the vicinity of the hotel, isn't it?
My job was not limited per se from what you just said, because yes. I took a technical search of the scene,
yes,
made inquiries why I had to know that that receipt was issued from the bestsellers shop in
Of course,
Doba.
within the hotel premises.
Exactly, okay.
Within the hotel premises.
That's right.
You didn't go anywhere further or outside the hotel premises where the incident took place.
In carrying out investigation.
As a bomb disposal expert.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. It was said by your colleagues previously before this honorable commission, Mr. Zachary Biu, and one other officer, ACP Ibrahim Mukhtar. Do you recall him? ACP Mukhtar Ibrahim.
Mukhtar was the AC in charge.
You recall him?
I know him.
Okay. It was mentioned by these two officers that the person whose body was found at the scene of the blast was journalist James Bagauda Kaltho.
You've just made a comment.
I'm telling you that it was in evidence before this honorable court that the person whose body was seen at the scene of the blast was that of James Bagauda Kaltho.
Okay, you are telling me?
Yes. Okay. Do you share their view?
I can't share their view because, like I said, I don't know James Bagauda Kaltho from Adams. So, and I'm coming, counsel. I don't know him from Adams. I'm not a genetics engineer. I did biology, chemistry, but I didn't carry out any laboratory test on him, on his DNA. I'm not his relation.
I understand.
I'm not his dentist. So I can't identify him as Bagauda Kaltho. I've not seen him before.
So I will be right to say that prior to the 18th day of January 1996, you never, in flesh and blood, ever had the opportunity of meeting Bagauda Kaltho?
I have just said it, from Adam, not even from before 18th.
Right. Now, you further told this honorable commission, from the photograph that was tendered, you said the body recovered at the scene, the nature of injury inflicted is consistent with a bomb blast. Am I right?
I did say so.
You said so. Have a second look at the photographs.
Please, which do you want me?
All of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
You have had a look at it?
I have gotten that look.
Yes. From your honest observation, given the fact that this incident of bomb blast isn't the first of its kind in this country, in 1986, we had the unfortunate incident whereby the famous journalist, Delegiwa, was blown off in a bomb. I believe you must have seen the picture on the pages of newspaper. It has been circulated around since the sitting of this commission started. You have ever had the opportunity of seeing it?
I saw Delegiwa's
posture
yes. on the papers, like you said, then in 86.
Yes.
I have not seen it recently.
Would you be honest enough to say this picture at hand and that of Delegiwa has some similarity? Is there any consistency and similarity between them? Because one, it was a clear case of bomb. This one, you people are alleging it is also a case of bomb. Is there any conclusive thing to suggest that this one, the picture at hand, is consistent with that of a bomb explosion?
Well, I don't have a reason to change or my view based on the scene I met. In Delegiwa's issue, the papers wrote he had them on his laps, close to him. Direct distances I did not measure shows from that write-up a close range. And we wouldn't say, by write-up, they said that was a flat envelope. In sheet explosives, components may differ. The God that saved me is I did not demolish this. This is an IED. Delegate was made an envelope explosive, means a sheet explosive. The content we cannot state, and the distance between his person and the device may differ. This target now knows intentionally what target he was carrying, what object he was carrying, and what he was laying. And the distance he may have given to himself, because, of course, a dead man would not want to live, would not want to die. If he wants to die, he will not shake. I'm refusing death. So if I now come to say, from all my observations, then this is an object hitting this from the environment he was. The cut on his right hand, because I described it, which is in my report. I made a description, a right-handed target, laying a charge by his right-hand side, because at the seat of explosion, he chose also the right-hand side of the toilet, incidentally. When this thing happened, areas of less resistance and where you have objects created some of these injuries, not from the bomb. I keep repeating. The bomb has no fragments. The IED is an improvised explosive device produced locally and couldn't have been with any fragments.
Okay, I've gotten you. From what you have said and from the vivid description you demonstrated as to how this device can be operated, you will agree with me that it requires somebody who has expert knowledge of how to plant a bomb. Am I correct?
Well, in bomb engineering, really.
Yes, it's a specialist subject.
Over, you asked me a question.
Yes,
bomb engineering the world over. The engineers prepare them, but the layoffs lay them.
I can't get you.
The engineers prepare the explosives.
Yes.
You understand?
Engineers.
But, yes,
with emphasis, yes.
Prepare the explosives. The people laying them may or not, like in the military. The person who sucks the warhead into the shell.
No,
I'm coming. You asked me a question.
I want you to be on course. I'm asking specific questions, and I want you to be specific.
When you ask a specific question, I'll explain them professionally. I'll not just take your specific question by line on the ground. I'm a lawyer.
It doesn't matter.
Thank you.
You are not a lawyer for now.
Yes, I'm an expert by now too, but I have a flair.
That's why I'm taking you up on your expertise.
Okay.
You have not answered me.
And what
that
is your
from
question?
the description which you vividly demonstrated before this Honorable Commission, it is only somebody who is an expert in that field.
No.
Who could, of course, only an expert who is trained in that aspect and who is always very conversant can safely or successfully detonate that kind of bomb, isn't it?
No.
A layman can do it.
Yes, please.
A layman
yes,
can do
it.
it.
Yes, Your Lordship.
You want us to believe that? Now, in your verbal evidence, which you just summarized before this Honorable Commission, you mentioned that one of the exhibits you recovered at the scene of the blast included a sandal. Yes. Whereas in your submission before this Honorable Commission, I have carefully scrutinized through, unless my eyes are failing me, I could not see the mention of any sandal. How can you reconcile that?
There's an attachment to my... I
don't have it here.
Well, that's your business. Your Lordship, there is an attachment to my report.
Yes, you have. I don't have the attachment.
Pardon? They should give you. I don't. You want me to give you? I have no.
No, I wanted to. I was saying from my own copy given to me, I don't have such exhibits in hand.
I wouldn't know where you got your copy.
Okay.
The one I had.
From the previous testimonies given by the two previous officers, Zachary Bio and ACP Mukhtar. ACP Mukhtar himself was also at the scene, and in fact, before this Honorable Commission, he said he cordoned off the place before he now went ahead to invite an expert. From his own evidence, which is also before this Honorable Commission, no mention was made of a shoe. I could remember one of the Honorable Commissioners even putting that question. How has it all of a sudden become a matter of fact that you recovered a shoe.
Thank you, Your Lordship. You said he cordoned. Cordoning means preventing people from getting into an environment. And if you prevent people from getting into the environment, who will have access to that environment, it's those people who have access to that environment who will make recoveries of what exists in that environment.
Pardon?
Your Lordship, if I should repeat, if Mukhtar's assignment was to cordon an environment,
and even he took the initial photographs. That's what he said before this commission.
That means he did not take it before my arrival. He cordoned an environment and invited an expert. The expert is before the commission. The expert has made known to the commission what his feelings and experience was at the scene of explosion. Well, one of the things I recovered at the scene was one leg brown sandals.
Okay, further to that, you also told this honorable commission, I mean, even from the photographs just tendered, which has already been in evidence, the body found at the scene of the blast was completely naked. Not even a pant was seen on the body. Not even a wristwatch was found on the wrist of the victim. Do you want this honorable commission to now believe that the devastation was that serious that the blast could have even removed the pants of the victim?
The lock is that they were not factory finished explosives like I stated earlier. We had his remains because they resulted from a wave
Answer
bang.
my question very straightforward. Is it possible that the
Yes,
blast
it is possible.
was so devastating that it could have removed the pants, even the underwears of the fellow found at the scene? Is it possible?
The wave bang had that speed that it can remove those things.
How can?
The wave bang has a speed.
Which wavelength?
You can't understand. If you have a wave bang within this environment, the pressure here is stable now. If we have a wave bang, they will look for areas of escape to destabilizing the pressure within this hall.
Okay, let's even assume that the theory you are giving us is correct. How manage that the devastation was so serious that the pants could have been removed, yet you are able to recover at the same scene other exhibits which included a book called The Man Died with a receipt. You've got even currency notes from your evidence here, currency notes, the sum of 720 naira was even recovered. Books were recovered, cassettes that were unexpended were even recovered. How can you reconcile that? If the blast could remove the pants, yet all those things were found at the scene. Can you tell this honorable commission how that is possible?
Well, like from what I have here, there are some remnants of pants on him. And those, he will not be carrying this unexploded device and at the same time laying the one that exploded. He must, even if you want to ease yourself, you can't use this. You will keep them down somewhere within the place you want to ease yourself before you ease yourself.
Okay, what of the other exhibits? I've understood that explanation. What of the other exhibits? The receipts you got there, the book you got there, the polythene bag you got there, which is normally combustible. As a result of heat, it could have melted. How managed you recover those things intact while a pant was even removed?
They were all contained, you heard what I said. They were all contained in a polythene bag, Rothmans polythene bag. This unexploded, the book, the receipts were contained in a leather bag within the scene of explosion.
Please, with greatest respect, my Lord, I will urge that they tender those things they recovered at the scene. Those things they mentioned. Pardon, sir? Not the list, the physical items that were recovered. We want them tendered in evidence before this honorable commission. They can bring it. If they could bring a bomb, which was one of the exhibits they recovered, nothing stops them from bringing other exhibits that were recovered for the commission to have a look at it, whether it is possible. We are making that humble application without prejudice to our right to continue. Sir, does this sound credible, honest, and convincing to the intellect of a bomb expert, which you are, that this commission and the Nigerians in general could believe you to say that those things could be recovered intact at the scene, whereas other vital items of clothing were not found? Is it credible? Is it convincing to your intellect as a bomb expert that that kind of scenario could have happened?
Well, like I have explained to the commission, it is definitely possible because these things that were recovered were kept intact in a polythene bag, not being laid, not being carried at the time of the explosion.
What I'm saying is that, is it credible to your intelligence?
Yes, it is credible within the technical knowledge of a bomb expert.
Officer, I put it to you that whoever the body that was found at the scene is, you, that's the Nigerian police force, were in conspiracy with the state security services to have merely planted that body there innocently to deceive gullible Nigerians into believing that indeed the victim died in the course of planting a bomb, whereas there is more to that than meets the eye. I put it to you.
I disagree with you. Because when you say as the
this
police...
is all for this witness.
Superintendent Uzowuru.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Your Lordship.
It is in evidence that when the victim of the bomb blast at Doba Hotel was recovered, the body was eventually moved to Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Lordship.
Do you know who moved the body to the ABUTH?
Incidentally, I won't say, because when I finished my own aspect, I took away the areas that concerned me. And of course, Mukhtar was there with other team. They had their own aspect of the profession also.
Do you know what happened to this body eventually?
I wouldn't know, because I did not continue with the investigation beyond my own limits of the handling of the explosion.
You had nothing to do with this body?
I had nothing to
after
do with it, Your Lordship.
Finished your investigation at the scene of the bomb blast?
Yes, Your Lordship.
Are you aware that the victim of the blast was buried 24 hours after recovery from the scene of the blast?
I'm not aware, Your Lordship.
Okay. You being the first person at the scene of the blast, you had the opportunity of closely examining the body. Did you? You must have.
I did, and that's exactly the report I made to the Commissioner.
Yes. You also stated, well, you spoke about the injuries you found on the victim of the blast, about the chopped right hand and the left hand with the torn ligaments. Is that correct?
The right hand pounded off with some ligaments.
Okay, the left hand was the one that was chopped off.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Thank you very much. And you also said something about the eyes being gone.
Yes, he lost his eyes. The victim lost his eyes.
All right. Now, also, did you notice any other injuries on the body of the victim of the blast?
Yes, like I did.
Any other significant injuries that could not have escaped your attention?
I wouldn't say, because I talked about the groin, the cuts at the legs, the multiple injuries on the legs also.
On the what?
On the legs. He had multiple injuries on his legs.
Okay.
There were multiple injuries on his legs.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Now, it is in evidence before this Honorable Commission that the body recovered at the scene of the blast was buried within 24 hours because the intestines were bulging out and because the body was beginning to decompose.
Well, I wrote that in my, yes, I wrote that in my report that he had a cut by the groin and as a result had a gushing out intestine.
It's in the report you
just
sent.
Yes, it's in the report.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Please, may I look at Exhibit 24?
Did you give me? Okay.
We have already confirmed that these are the pictures taken at the scene of the blast. Please look at this is a full-length photograph of the victim.
Yes, progress?
Yes, my lord. Well, I am not an expert on bomb blasts, but I don't notice any intestines bulging out.
If you look at the extreme right end, you have something on a kind of curve looking reddish, even on this picture. Because I said it on the right groin. So from this view, you probably may not take a good perception of it. But when you take a look at some of the pictures too, let me have any other full length. Okay, I think it's more conspicuous from this view. This bulb here is the groin end, and there is a gushing out intestine from that groin opening. Because I saw it physically and not photo view expression.
All right, Superintendent, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, there's this theory before the Honorable Commission that the victim of this bomb blast was in fact killed somewhere else and planted at the scene, and that a lot of the articles you recovered were equally planted to reconstruct the scene of a bomb blast. That the individual recovered was in fact not the person bearing the bomb. Now hold on, the question is, you stated in your testimony that you recovered certain items, including a belt and one leg of a pair of sandals. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Lordship.
Now, didn't it strike you as curious, as a very experienced police officer, particularly a bomb disposal expert? I mean, in my layman's thinking, any piece of evidence would have, should have provided a clue to you as to what really happened. When you recovered one leg of, well, ordinarily, most people wear a pair of shoes or sandals or whatever. You recovered one leg of sandals. You did not recover the remnants of the other one. It didn't strike you as significant?
Well, by the circumstance, I was not taking note of those things because there were the place is that shattered. And when we made these recoveries, this incident was happening between 8 p.m. and we carried on this search till about 2-3 a.m. And the things we were able to lay hand, which we thought substantial within the circumstance and period, we were able to lay hand. So actually, I have to be fair to myself, not necessarily even anybody. I didn't incline my mind to anything sinister.
I put it to you
fair
that
to my own self, and not anybody.
Well, it does not lie in your mouth to say. I put it to you that as an experienced bomb blast expert, even the minutest clue ought to have been significant to you.
Well, I did take the limit, I saw them within the scene, and that was how and why I recovered them.
Well, back to the photographs, Exhibit 24. The victim of the bomb blast is lying on a piece of wood. Do you know how this piece of wood came about? Did you bring them with you? Did you bring it with you?
I didn't bring them with me. What happened, the wreck, the victim was lying on the wreck at the scene of crime. At the scene of the explosion. And when we finished viewing him, he had to be evacuated first before we go into other technical search of the scene of explosion. And that was what happened. And when we finished that first viewing, we removed it outside the banquet hall and laid it on the available material within the vicinity. The hotel was even going through renovations, and of course, some of these fragments that fell off created an instrument of laying the victim. We just cannot lay him on a background, and since that thing was available for us, we used it and laid him, and it assisted in carrying him. And that was what happened, Your Lordship. I didn't come with it as per what her question was.
As an expert in the area of bomb blasts, I believe you must have followed with keen interest the case of Delegiwa.
Well, in 1986, when Delegiwa's death occurred, I was heading Kaduna. Well, I followed with keen interest, not exactly, Your Lordship.
Was it also a handmade bomb? In your testimony, you stated that this particular victim was killed by a handmade bomb.
Yes, IED, or handmade bomb, HMB.
Was it, do you by any chance know if Delegiwa was also killed by a handmade bomb?
I can't categorically state here because, one, I was not a member of the team of Delegiwa's investigation.
You were not?
I wasn't.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, one last question for you. You were asked a question by the last counsel who cross-examined you in respect of the torn clothing recovered at the scene of the blast. I want to ask you another question on that. You have described a bomb of, incredible velocity, which produced the injuries you have described to this commission. I'm not a bomb expert, but one would have thought that a bomb with the kind of force and power you described would most likely char clothing and not tear them to shreds as you have described. Do you still stand by the opinion that a bomb produced the torn clothing you say you recovered at the scene of the blast?
I don't have doubt.
You don't have any doubt?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. My lord, that will be all for him.
Just a few, officer. Have a look at Exhibit 27, just to confirm, yes, your report. You have it there?
Yes, I have my report.
Yeah. Now, among the items recovered is this book, The Man Died. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Lordship.
Written by Professor Wole Soyinka.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Where is the book?
Like I said, all the materials recovered at the scene of the explosion, except the explosives, were handed over to SIIB, and I listed them all.
Yeah. From your investigation, that book had nothing to do with the explosion, from your investigation.
I stated that when I got to the bookseller's shop, we were told the man bought it, to which they now issued a receipt on the 18th of 1996. So I wouldn't say whether or not. Of course, definitely, he wouldn't have been part of the explosion or involved.
Now, you also said the sum of 720 naira was recovered.
Yes, when we searched the trousers. Yes, Your Lordship.
Yeah. At what time of the day? At what time of the day did this incident occur? What time? On the 18th?
On the 18th, between 1600 hours, which is about 4 p.m.
4 p.m.?
Yes.
At what time did you get there?
I got there around 8 because they didn't find me immediately.
It's about 4 hours?
Yes.
You will not know what could have happened to the body or what happened there within those 4 hours.
Of course, I wouldn't be a magician.
Yeah. You wouldn't know?
I wouldn't know.
Now, you will agree with me that between 1995-96, there were many explosions, bomb blasts in the country, to your knowledge.
Yes, Your Lordship.
You indeed investigated some of them. You did investigate some of them. Apart from Kano and Kaduna, you did investigate some of them.
Yes, Your Lordship.
You will agree with me that the clinical efficiency with which these bombs were being thrown all over the place and the failure of the security forces to arrest any of those throwing these bombs, you will agree with me that it left much to be desired.
I don't agree with you because, for sure, in the one I did, I picked the things and areas that concern me. Then the rest, professionals who are handling the rest of the jobs, should do
in the police force.
Well, within the police force and the bomb squad.
Now, from the photograph you've shown, the photographs that were taken there,
Yes, Your Lordship.
were they taken in your presence?
Yes, these pictures I showed were taken in my presence because, in fact, I had to stop them initially. Like I said, when they were taking these photographs, immediately I got down. I stopped them because when you ignite, in ignition of explosives, when you switch or flicker battery content materials, they can ignite IEDs or explosives. And that was why I stopped them initially, but subsequently, these pictures were...
Now, having another look at those photographs, that body was not burnt beyond recognition.
Well, in my write-up, I didn't say it was burnt beyond...
No, I'm asking you, was that body burnt beyond recognition?
None.
Yes. Now, do you know Mr. Alhaji Umaru Suleiman, the former acting Kaduna State Police Commissioner?
Alhaji Suleiman happened to be my deputy commissioner when this incident happened.
When this incident happened. Just listen to what he told the whole world. The police chief, also this is exhibit 20. The police chief also said the suspected bomber's stomach was ripped open by the blast, while his legs were shattered and his face burnt beyond recognition. The body of the victim could not be identified because the smoke of the bomb had darkened him, and the Doba Hotel officer named Mrs. Suraluka was rushed to the hospital and she's responding to treatment. The vicinity of the blast was subsequently searched by the police. The search, however, yielded no clue as to the perpetrators of the blast. We only got the remains of the dead man's trousers and some money, about 550 naira. Now, you will agree with me that this press conference was given on the 19th of January before you prepared your report. Your report is dated 23rd of January, is that correct?
Very correct.
The acting commissioner of police for Kaduna State spoke to the world on the 19th of January.
Well, if he did, Your Lordship, not to my knowledge, because I was still in the process of handling my own part of the investigation.
He's telling you he did.
Okay, he did.
He did. Now, with your report, well prepared on the 23rd of January, based on your own findings, you will not agree with the fact that this body was burnt beyond recognition.
Yes, Your Lordship, I stated that in my report.
That's awesome.
Yes, witness, may I have your attention here, please? Yes, my lord, I have some few questions for the witness. But witness, before I do that, I want to show you a few pictures, photographs, and I believe if you see any photographs that relate to the corpse which you said you saw during your investigation, or the scenery, you'll be able to identify them.
If they relate to the one I saw and activities I carried out, definitely I'll be able to identify them, Your Lordship.
I have here with me about 7 photographs, which I got from my clients. I want you to have a look at them and tell this Honorable Commission if they all relate to this matter.
Yes, Your Lordship. This is the one containing the unexploded explosive. Like I said, when we saw it, we had to evacuate it. And the means of evacuating it, since it's been discovered to be an anti-open, What I had to do was to retight it the more so that it will not mistakenly or by whatever circumstance open. And this is this painting here made. Yes, this is my person after the recovery, explaining to other members what I recovered from the scene of explosion.
You mean you appeared in that photograph?
Of course, I know myself.
Okay,
then I was a
Go on,
DSP.
please.
Well, I think this is Mukhtar. I wouldn't say what he was doing here. This is Mukhtar, and I think maybe the same day. This is what we have already seen. This is the banquet manager in the hospital, I'm sure. These are some of the shreds, okay. The cassette, the polythene.
In a summary form, you have been able to identify all these 7 photographs.
Yes, Your Lordship.
My Lord, I apply to tender them in evidence.
To tender them as
Exhibits,
one,
yes.
one or one by one?
Well, collectively, as an exhibit, yes, collectively.
All of them?
Yes, madam. To save time, because they all relate to
Staple
the
them
same.
together, please.
Are they 8 or 7? 7. Okay. 28.
Tender them as 28A to
Yes, witness. There is one area that bothers me a lot, and I believe it also bothers all those that are interested in this matter. You see, the words identity or identification and recognition are being used in this matter, probably in some of the exhibits, in evidence by witnesses, and so on and so forth. Now, in view of the fact that you were at the scene of the incident, immediately the bomb blast took place, and in view of also the fact that you saw the corpse vividly before it was taken away. Now, I understand the word identity to mean, in this context, in the context of this case, to mean ability to recognize the corpse of a particular person known to the witness or the person in question. Do you agree with me?
Well, within the immediate description, yes.
In other words, identity will refer to a person that has been known or was known before the alleged incident could have taken place.
You've again gone off your former description, Your Lordship, because if you say known to the person before.
Not really known to you. What I'm saying is this. When we say the identity can be recognized, I'm referring to identity of a known person before the alleged incident. That does not necessarily mean that you as a witness knew that person.
Okay. Yes, Your Lordship.
Now, the other word is recognition. By recognition, I am putting it to you to mean the ability of somebody that might have known the corpse or the deceased person or the person alleged to have died, his ability to be able to identify the corpse. Do you agree with me?
Exactly, that's what I said. I said, since I don't know whoever from Adams, what I can recognize, like I've been shown, were the pictures taken at the scene of the explosion, and right away there are no more.
Now, furthermore, witness, I would like to ask you, in fact, you have said it earlier, just for purposes of emphasis, that you have never had cause to know James Bagauda Kaltho. You never knew him, up to this moment.
Yes, Your Lordship, from Adam, not just, no.
In addition to that, you have never known any person known or called by name Y.Y. Yusuf.
I said so because it's detailed and clinical. I said, by whatever system, the name I should ascribe to whatever target scene at the scene of explosion should be what the seat bore, and no more, no less.
Now, similarly, witness, the commission would also like to know whether somebody or members of a particular family have come forward, to the best of your knowledge and information, to claim that they had somebody known and called Y.Y. Yusuf, and they don't know his whereabouts. Are you in a position to know that, whether there is such a claim from any quarters, from any part of this country?
Well, I wouldn't know, Your Lordship, because I own up to a limitation in this investigation.
That takes us to the evidence you led in respect of your assertion that anybody can detonate bombs. The question I would like to ask you in this connection is this. Since any person can detonate bombs, does it require, what kind of period of time or what kind of lesson does it require for somebody to be able to do that if the person is not a skilled or an expert person in that field? Can we know what length of time, what amount of education such a person needs to detonate bombs?
That doesn't come in actually, because carriers like you have in your drugs, it doesn't need to be an expert drug producer to carry a drug. Similarly, a bomb carrier needn't be an expert.
In other words, I myself, if I intend to do that, it doesn't take me a long time to know how to do it. That's what you are saying.
Yes, Your Lordship, is like carrying your clothing, your box from your house. Anybody a head carrier in the market can carry the goods you may have bought from the market. And definitely, it's a luggage. And anybody can pick up a luggage, Your Lordship.
Officer, there is also an area of interest for me, and that relates to where you described the height of the corpse. You told this Honorable Commission that the height was of an average height. Now, look at me very well. Will you describe me as a person of an average height, of a minimum height, of a maximum height, or very tall or short? Look at me very well. And I'm standing
on a platform. I've taken by measurement. Well, you can be described. You are not that within the average. Within the immediate, well, circumstances will exist because within our time, measurements differ. Like our children of these days, some of them are taller than us, while we are younger. While we are shorter. And if we go by what we know, from what is before us, he is not a very short man. I can't call him a short man. And if he
Listen, witness, I am about 5'5" tall. What
Okay.
will you describe me? Am I of
5'5" is not a maximum height. Because,
neither is it a minimum of a minimum height.
It's not a minimum too.
What then will you call me?
Of course, you should fall in within the average height. 5'5" is an average height man. Because we have 6, we have 4, we have.
Witness, please, can you oblige and stand up? What do you describe yourself?
I'm 5 feet. I'm 5'7" plus.
That's all for this witness.
5'9".
Hello, that's all for this witness.
Witness, we.
I know your father. I think we have the same height.
We still find it difficult to reconcile all these things. One exhibit says the body was beyond recognition, burnt beyond recognition. What you saw was not burnt beyond recognition. Now, we know that Kaltho was a journalist. He wouldn't be running around Kaduna naked. He wouldn't. He must have been wearing something. What worries me is here, your own shattered pieces of victims' clothing. If you give us more details of what you saw, it will help us very much.
Your
You
Lordship,
saw some money. Was it in a pocket of trousers or shorts or what? Where do you see this money?
Your Lordship, when we got those shattered clothing, on being searched, we got the money in question.
Well, anybody going out in Kaduna may wear either native dress or English dress. If it's English dress, maybe shirt, trousers or shirt short. What did you see? Native dress or European dress?
European dress, Your Lordship.
All right. Maybe trousers.
Trousers and...
You saw trousers?
Yes, Your Lordship.
They were not burnt?
It wasn't burnt. They were
Good.
torn.
Huh. The pockets, you saw money in the pockets?
I saw money in the
Did
pocket.
you see
Your Lordship.
shirts or something?
The shirt, yes, the clothing.
You saw shirts?
I referred to clothing, meaning shirts.
That's what worries me. If you were more exact in the description of the clothing.
Your Lordship, I said we recovered them torn.
What I have here is shattered pieces of victims' clothing.
Yes, Your Lordship. How I wish they had tendered, because I recovered them and handed them over to the SIB, Your Lordship.
My own dilemma has to do with the theory of swapping. May be possible, may not, it may have taken place, it may not have taken place. But I find it incredible that if a blast took place within a hotel premises, you know, an open space, it was cordoned off. How, I find it, how possible would it be that a swapping of the body would have taken place and no member of the public would have cited this thing, who would be able to come forward today and tell this commission, look, I witnessed there was a swapping of this body. Because this is the theory I understand people are trying to put forward. Is it not possible to find out if truly there was a swapping from eyewitnesses, since this was a hotel, and if there was no swapping, we put the matter to rest that there was no swapping? I can't understand. Because if there was no swapping, then it would be consistent with his evidence. That was what he saw at the scene. You see? And I find it, to drive conviction, it must accord with the circumstances of the case. That is what the law of evidence requires. And I find it unbelievable that a swapping could have taken place, and yet there is nobody to come forward to say there was swapping. To my mind, it leaves something, a lacuna somewhere.
Yes, there was another witness, they say, who knew Kaltho very well. And there's also, is he here?
Yes.
Let him come.
My Lord, as I said earlier,
is he here?
We have two of them. He's
call
here.
him.
My respect, Your Lordship.
Thank you very much. You are the judge.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Carry a bomb with you.
I will, Your Lordship. One minute.
Swear him, please.
Do you want to swear with the Bible or affirm?
With the Bible. Oh, okay, affirm.
Affirm.
Yeah.
Raise that hand up.
I,
Your name.
Samuel Fola Caleb,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that the evidence I shall give
that the evidence I shall give
before this honorable commission
before this honorable commission
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So I affirm.
So I affirm.
Thank you. Sit down. Speak into the microphone. There will be recorded.
Yes, officer. I want you to tell this honorable commission your full names.
My full names are Samuel Fola Caleb.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a security officer.
What exactly do you mean by security officer? Where do you work?
I work with the Department of State Services at the National Headquarters, Abuja.
Speak up. You are being recorded. Speak up so they can
I
hear you.
work with the Department of State Services at the National Headquarters, Abuja.
Please, can we know for how long you have been with the SSS?
For the past 12 years.
At a point in time, you were in Kaduna with the SSS.
Yes, my Lord.
Please, can you tell us what period of time you were there with the SSS?
I was in Kaduna within the year 1990 and 1999.
What was then your designation?
I was a staff officer at the headquarters.
Now, you were subpoenaed to appear before this honorable commission.
Yes, my
to
Lord.
testify in this matter.
Yes, my Lord.
That is in respect of the whereabouts or otherwise of Mr. James Kaltho Bagauda.
Yes, my Lord.
Did you know him or do you know him?
I know him.
How did you come to know him?
Somewhere around 1992, I was sharing a flat, a four-bedroom flat with a colleague. So Bagauda used to visit that my colleague. After some time, during the Zongo Kataf riots, he is a journalist.
Before you go far, you said you knew him through who?
Through a colleague of mine who I was sharing the flat with.
Where?
At Kaduna, that is Kabaladoki.
Kabaladoki. Can we know the name of that, your colleague?
That's Ibrahim Musa Halilu.
Proceed.
So during the Zongo Kataf riot, he is a journalist. I'm a security officer. Or what a journalist and a security officer, if you are an operative, most of the time you are looking for information, he is looking for information. So in one way or the other, he has information that is of necessity to his papers that are supposed to be published. He equally has some information that may be of security interest, which I was also interested in. And that was how we got to know each other. We became friends. And during the Zongo Kataf riot, he started squatting with my friend.
Now, for how long did he stay with that your friend?
He stayed in the house with us within 1992 and 1993.
How many rooms did you have there while you were in
There were
Kaduna?
4-bedroom flats. I was occupying one, my friend was occupying one, then he had one. Then there was another person, one Kenneth, he too had one to himself. He was there at my instance.
Was he known to all of you?
He was
Apart from
known,
just the two of you,
he was known to all of us.
I see. Now, witness, can you tell us where he is now? Since you told this honorable commission you knew him. Do you know his whereabouts now?
For now, I don't know his whereabouts.
Please tell us when you saw him last.
I saw him last around June 1995 because he told me he was on transfer to Abuja.
From where?
From Kaduna to Abuja.
Okay. You told us you knew him for the first time in
1992.
Now, and he stayed with you for how long? With your other partner? For
With
how long?
from within 1992 and 1993. That was the time he left where I was staying.
Now, you told the commission you saw him last in 1995.
Yes, my Lord.
Now, and you said he ceased to stay with your partner or colleague in 1993.
He ceased to stay with my partner or colleague in 1993. In fact, that my partner equally moved out of the house because his wife was coming. So he moved out in 1994.
Now, I would like to know from you how many times you saw him in between 1993 and 1995 when you say you saw him last. And if possible, where he was, if you know. In between 93 and 95.
The fact is that when we got to know Bagauda, he was with the Punch newspaper. But somewhere around 1993, he moved to the News magazine. That is the producer of Tempo. They equally produce the Tempo. And if you people could remember,
yes,
at a particular time, Tempo, the news magazine stroke Tempo was very, very critical of the government. So yes, when he left our house, he started this, what do you call it? He was staying elsewhere. He first of all moved to one area called Linguan, this. And actually, I cannot say specifically where he moved to.
I see. Now, the commission will also like to know whether you remember making a statement to the police.
Yes, I made a statement to the police. That is on 2nd of April, 1998.
My Lord, may I have the pleasure to request to see Exhibit 18J. 18J.
A statement?
That
was 28.
It's an exhibit. It's in exhibit. It's in
Already
evidence.
in
An
evidence.
exhibit. Yes, I think.
All right.
Already tendered.
Okay.
Or part of exhibit 18. I think it's 18J specifically. 18J. Except if I'm mistaken. You have a copy?
What did he say in the statement?
18J, I think it's J.
What I stated in the speech, when these people, they came to my house.
Yes, this is it. We have seen it, my Lord. Have a look at this document and tell the Honorable Commission if you made this document, you prepared it, you wrote it, you signed it.
Yes, my Lord, I made this statement. I wrote it and I signed it.
Yes. Now, my Lord, I would like this witness to read just a portion, not the entirety of it. Just a portion of it. Now, have a look at page 2. I would like you to read the first 2 paragraphs there. It doesn't seem to be very legible, but I think since you authored it, you can manage and read it out. Just the first 2 paragraphs.
This is a photocopy, so it's not so. That's the first 2 paragraphs.
The first 2 paragraphs, or even the
After
second
that,
paragraph.
he was declared missing. It was alleged that he was with
Use
us.
the microphone.
After that, he was declared missing. It was alleged that he was with the SSS and arrested and taken to Abuja, Aso Rock, and killed. He does not have anything here, as he left since 1992.
Yes. Now, stop there, witness. Earlier on, this afternoon, I asked you, just about 2 minutes ago, when did he leave Kaduna, or when did he leave, or cease to stay with your colleague at your apartment in Kaduna? You told this Honorable Commission that he left in 1993.
Yes, my Lord.
Now, you have equally told this Honorable Commission that you authored this exhibit, Exhibit 18J.
Yes, my
and you
Lord.
remember that therein is contained that you said he left in 1992. What do you have to say on this?
Actually, he left in 1993. You know, when these people came to my house with their wife, they wanted to know if I know him. I know Bagauda. He's my friend. I've known him for long. We've been very close. So I cannot deny him. I therefore told them that I know him. When they were asking for the period within which he stayed with me, I told them that he stayed, if as at that time I was thinking of 1992 riot. So I said 1992. But on this thing again now, and I know that in 1993, he was with us. So I stand by 1993.
Yes, it's not really material. I only want the truth from you.
I thought the purpose is for him to identify.
Yes.
Well,
He identified it.
If he says it's Kaltho
Yes.
or also Kaltho.
No. He identified the document Now, there is a little or minor contradiction. In that document, Bagauda James ceased to be there in 1992. In his oral testimony, which to him is the truth, that would have been by virtue of a mistake or an omission that he left in 1992. So we just want to clear it to avoid any emphasis there at that stage and so on and so forth. That is just the essence of that question, because I interviewed him.
The main thing is whether he knows Kaltho very well.
Yes, I can put that to him. Witness, you said you knew Kaltho very well, and he was there for a period of about a year or so.
Yes,
Now, can you describe your relationship with him?
As I said,
would you describe him as a tall man or a short man, medium height, which?
I would see him as a short person because he's a little bit, I'm a short person. He's a little bit shorter than me.
He's shorter than you?
Yes, my lord.
Yes, but you cannot specifically mention his height. You cannot.
No, I don't know.
Shorter than him.
Okay. His height in meters or in any measurement. My lord?
Show him those photographs. Do they look like?
Let me have them. Let me have some of them. Let me have them. Let me have them. Give me all the photographs. Bring all of them to me. Not to the witness, to me. I will show them to him.
Don't give him the lady. Kaltho wasn't a lady.
As the court
Give me the
He had mentioned his name. He said his name is James, so that could not refer to us. I have 2 or 3 or 4 with me. Let me have also those I tendered just now. Yeah, they're here. They're all here. Now, witness, if you see clear photographs of Mr. James Kaltho, whom you said you knew very well, will you be able to identify them?
If I see clear photograph, I'll
Yes.
be able to identify him.
Please have a look at these photographs and tell this Honorable Commission whether any or some of them or all of them relate to Mr. James Bagauda Kaltho. My Lord, I requested for all photographs tendered in this matter before this Honorable Commission. It appears not all are with us now. They are all there. Witness, you can sort out those you do not relate to him and tell us one by one about the others.
This photograph here, the face, some part of the face is battered, but I cannot conclusively say it's Bagauda.
Okay.
I cannot conclusively say it's Bagauda.
You cannot conclusively say he is Bagauda?
I cannot.
What exactly do you mean? Are you also saying you cannot conclusively say he's not Bagauda? They are not of Bagauda, or what?
You see, like this one is, you see, this thing is not fat.
It's not
fat.
Your eyes?
I
Or
mean,
the photographs?
Yeah, the photograph.
Yes.
This is something that is blown up. and the eyes are not there.
What I'm saying, as they are, despite the fact that the eyes are not there and there are some bruises or wounds and what have you. Now, are you in a position to tell us categorically and specifically that he is there, these are his pictures or not, or you cannot conclude?
I cannot conclude. I cannot conclude.
Why can't you? The commission would like to know.
It's not, these pictures are not clear. Then if you look at this one.
It's all right, it's all right, it's all right.
Okay.
Witness, the commission will also like to know whether you knew or you had cause to know the wife of Mr. James Bagauda Kaltho.
I know the wife of James Bagauda Kaltho.
You know her name?
Huh?
You know her? You knew her very well?
Yes, she stayed with us for about 2 weeks.
For about 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
10 days to 2 weeks?
Yes, that was in 1992.
1992?
Yes.
Before then, have you ever seen her?
No, I've never seen her.
After that, did you have any cause to see her again?
Yes, somewhere in 1996, she came to tell me that she could not locate her husband. That her husband...
Can you remember the month?
I cannot remember the month.
But in 1996?
It was in 1996.
Yes, please proceed.
So she came to my house early in the morning that she could not locate her husband. And I asked her, when did you see your husband last? She told me that her husband came home for the Christmas break in 1995 and that he left in 1996. So, and the period, I think the period she came to me was around, it was a very long period.
Yes.
So I said, since you didn't see your husband since January, why didn't you look for him? She equally told me, she not told me that he said he would be back in a month.
Yes.
Then later on, she said that somewhere in February, that Bagauda phoned her, and that where she normally receives the phone call, before she got to that place, the phone went off, so she could not talk to him. And I asked her, what did you do? She said she started asking about for her husband. That's why she came down to Kaduna.
Use the mic.
That was why she came down to Kaduna to look for her husband, and that he said the husband was with the SSS. I told her that, you know, your husband is my friend. I work with the SSS. Then I can tell you that your husband is not with the SSS. In any case, if your husband is arrested by any of the security agencies or something like that, it's better you go to Lagos, talk to those he works with. These journalists know how to go about things. They can easily locate your husband for you. In any case, I'll equally find out if I could locate him for you. Then she left my house.
That was?
That was in 1996.
Yes.
She now made a return call.
When?
On her way back, I think from Lagos.
Yes.
So
how long thereafter? A month, 2 months, 1 year? How long thereafter?
No, it was just about, let's say, 2-3 weeks or so.
Yes.
So she and I came back and said she went to Lagos, and the management of the news told her that they will assist her to locate her husband, but meanwhile they don't know his whereabouts.
I think the main evidence he is given is that he's not able to identify those photographs conclusively as belonging to Kaltho.
Yes.
That's all we want.
Yes. And maybe we have just one last question for this witness, my lord, and that is, now there is an allegation that he was arrested and kept in custody by the SSS. What do you have to say to that? Because you said you are close to him, and in other words, will you have been in a position to know if that was true?
Look, I'm a member of the SSS. If the SSS had arrested Bagauda in the actual sense, I would have known. Because he is my friend, and he was a lot of us knew him in our office. It's not as if he was hiding from us. We mix with journalists. A lot of them are our friends. In fact, when the wife said Bagauda was missing, I went to them, met them, and discussed with them that what's happening.
Yes, witness.
All those in this, I know most of the journalists in Kaduna then, I knew them. They were my friends.
Now, was there any complaint lodged against him with the SSS, to the best of your knowledge?
He did not have any problem with the SSS. He never had any problem with the SSS.
That's all for this witness.
Any questions? I don't see you.
Yes. Yes, Khalid.
Sir.
Let's start with your statement to the police. Is it with you?
No, they've taken
What
it.
do you want to get from him?
Well, Lord, I want.
What do you want to
I
get
want
from
to
him?
ask a certain question.
Ask the questions, I'll answer you. I remember everything vividly.
The point is that we just wanted him to identify the photograph.
Yes,
He
my
said
Lord,
he cannot.
he said he could not identify the body.
Yes.
And then at the same time, we have a document from the SSS
Where he said he
saying
identified.
that it is Bagauda Kaltho. This is somebody who, in his own statement, and I can read it to you, my Lord, he said Bagauda Kaltho was our source, and I was his handler. He stayed with us around 1982. He was his handler. These are the things that I want to clear.
I'm not denying that he is my source. I've told you. He has informations which I need. And we listen. That
If
one
you
is not in
have
dispute.
evidence by him
And
that
I
these
am
photographs
telling
are
you-
Kalthos, you are confronting with that.
If my questions are not necessary, I will sit down, no problem. But I
We're
feel
talking about
it
the
is important.
photographs.
Ask your questions.
He knows him very well.
In that case, my Lord, I think the commission will not, definitely, there is nothing for the commission to learn from my questions. Then I can just keep quiet.
Call him only for that.
Yes?
Yes. Go on. But we call him for one purpose, whether he can identify the photographs. He says he cannot conclusively. But if you want to go on, let's see what he can say.
I don't know how to approach this. Yes, I wanted to read your statement to the police, the first paragraph of that statement.
I say I understand everything. Ask me your
Can
questions.
you read it, please? Just read it. Can
It's
you
not
read that?
here. I told you by no Bagauda is this that. Ask your questions.
Okay, can I read it for you now?
I read it if you like.
Yes, your name is Caleb SF.
That is correct.
You are Yoruba by tribe.
That is correct.
And you are 35 years as at 19.
As at then.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you are a security officer with the SSS.
Of course.
Yes. You made this statement to the police.
That is correct.
In respect of the case of Bagauda Kaltho,
That
or
is
the
right.
victim of the explosion at Daba Hotel.
They were looking for
Yes,
him.
yes. And then you wrote it with your own handwriting. You said Bagauda Kaltho was our source.
I'm not denying that.
Yes, very well. And I was his handler.
I'm not denying
I
that.
want to find out if you can explain to the commission what you mean exactly.
He is a journalist. He had access to a lot of information. I'm a security man. I may not have access to some places. What is our duty as intelligence officers? You gather information and use it.
Yes.
I may not have access to it. Even you, as you stand and you talk,
Yes.
I can, by my training, you may not know the meaning of what you are saying, but
Simple.
I can get
Let me ask the question.
security
Okay, let me ask you.
information from you without you knowing.
You said you were his handler. You
I
are
was
assigned to handle him. You are his handler.
I'm his handler. I'm not disputing it.
Yes. You are his handler. Yes, do agree. You agree with me.
I've said it
Yes.
several times.
At the same time, you were staying with him in the same house.
Of course.
Yes. That house. Who owns that house?
It belongs to the service.
The SSS.
Yes.
He was living in SSS quarters
Yes,
with
I'm
you.
not denying- yeah.
Were you paying him salary for the services he was doing
No.
for you? He was not being
He
paid.
was not being
He was
paid.
just staying in your own
Look,
quarters.
let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
Is that he was not being paid. And let me tell you, the information you get for somebody, he may not even know. You are getting those informations.
Yes.
You get it? I'm saying he's a journalist. He has access to a lot. Journalists have access to lots of information. Some coming to them free of charge. They don't need to go for it. But if I have to pay for it, it's not this. So I'm telling you that he was my source. I'm not denying that.
Yes. That's
And
what
I know him. He's my friend.
Yes. And then how long have you remained in Kaduna?
I was there up to 1999 in the same house.
So you were in Kaduna as at 1997 December. You were in
December
Kaduna.
1990.
Yes.
Yes, I was there.
Take a look at this exhibit 19 and please read it to the commission.
This exhibit is a security exhibit, secret, and I will not read it. If you want somebody else to read, I'm under oath. I will not read it for you. I'm
My
not
Lord,
the author of that exhibit. That's one thing you should know.
My Lord, this is an exhibit before the court, before the commission. I don't know what the problem my colleague has. It's an exhibit, and
Cross-examine on it.
yes, my Lord, the witness has said.
Exhibit. Let's say
My Lord, the witness has said
cross-examine on that exhibit.
he can cross-examine, but he is saying he's not going to read it out, and there's a precedent.
Let him say so and we'll write it
No,
out.
he said so.
I'm not the author of this exhibit. What
Yes.
I use
Give
my
him the
hand
exhibit.
to write, I will read it.
He said, I see it. I'm not the author.
Yes, my lord. My lord, Exhibit 19 is already an exhibit in this case. My Lord, I want the witness to read it. Simple, whether he is the author or not.
Please, I'm under oath.
My Lord, if
I'll not read it.
If I can read it for him, my Lord. I can read it for him.
No matter what you read, he said, I'm not the author. Therefore, I'm not responsible for anything written there. You can read it if you like. It's neither here nor there.
My Lord, I'll still go ahead and read it. If
it were his document, then you confront him. You wrote this.
My Lord,
now you are giving us another version today.
My Lord, it's an exhibit already. It's already in evidence.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Did he make it? Is it his document?
My Lord, I doubt very much if it is very
read,
material at
go
this
on.
stage.
We said till 7 o'clock, listen to you. Read it.
My Lord, it's an exhibit. I will read it. I will read it.
My Lord, just to save time, may I inform my colleague that the witness that authored this is coming. The next witness is here. I don't know what the problem we have. The witness is here. He has been subpoenaed. I would have wished him to have testified before this witness, but because the Lordship insisted, let us have this man so that we can have a chain, complete chain from the last witness. That was why I kept quiet. But the witness is here.
My Lord,
This author, he signed it.
My Lord, this is a case where the witness was in Kaduna up to the time when this letter was written. This letter was written from the headquarters of SSS in Abuja. It was signed by the director. I believe, my Lord, he must have had some source from Kaduna. Those officers who are in Kaduna definitely will have knowledge of this matter. I asked him, he said he was in Kaduna up to 1999. I want to find out from him whether in any way he can be associated with this, the contents of this document. That is exactly what I'm going to do. And I think it is going to help even the witness you are going to call. If he is denying that the picture is not that of Bagauda, if he is saying that he knows Bagauda and he lived with him, if he will now come and say, in spite of the fact that the information police got was that but the person who died in that explosion was Bagauda Kaltho positively. The person who lived with him, who was his handler, who stayed with him, could come and say that it is not, there is a problem here, my Lord. This is exactly what we want to find out.
My Lord, I have two things to say in response. One is this. My Lord, this
Further
document
hearing of this case is adjourned to the 24th of August.
As the commission pleases.
Commission will now rise.
What? 24th.